Good morning, and thanks for tuning in today. We have a special class planned. We're going to do a little story time. Please make sure you have with you a belt. We'll be using that. And then other props that you might like to have. We don't necessarily need them, but they'll be really nice to have. If you have yoga blocks, grab those. An extra blanket for some padding underneath your knees a little while later. Or like if you've got your Zafuko, your little cushion, grab that and bring it up as well. Okay. So today our class is all focused around garudasana or eagle pose. So let me first show you what eagle pose is before we begin, so you kind of know where we're headed. So eagle pose is this balancing posture up on one leg where we wrap the legs, wrap the arms, and sink in. Okay, so that's our eagle pose, and that's where we're going today. We've got quite a bit of work to do before we get there. But our story today is all about the mythology of the actual posture, garudasana. So in Sanskrit, Garuda means eagle. And then garudasana then, of course, is eagle pose. And as you may know, when the ancient yogis named the postures, they named them usually for things that they saw out in nature, right? So mountain pose, right? Where we stand and stand tall like a mountain, or tree pose. Eagle pose is that. And this story is about the myth and the legend of how it came to be and the story behind that. So that all being said, let's go ahead and take a comfortable seat. We'll check in. We'll do our story time first, and then we will move into the asana practice. So please sit up tall. Let your hands rest either on the thighs or in the lap. And just for a moment or two here, let's let your eyes close so that we can tune in and check in. So as the eyes close, and your awareness goes in, what do you notice? What calls your attention? Maybe you notice physical sensation, the weight of your body on your mat, temperature of the air and clothing against your skin. Maybe you're drawn to the sensation of tension or holding or tightness anywhere in the body. And as we find these things, just looking at them with curiosity, with interest, rather than judgment. And tune into any emotions that might be lingering from a previous interaction today. Or notice even any particular thoughts or thought patterns. Take a full deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, sigh it out. Again, full deep breath in. Sigh it out and let go. Just letting go of all of the things that have held your attention from your day so far. And please allow your awareness now to just rest on the breath. Just finding a natural, smooth, even pace rhythm. So garudasana, or eagle pose, invokes the mythic bird, right? And this is a practice today of strength, of flexibility, endurance. It's meant to be grounding and uplifting. And it is in the grounding that we find the ability to soar. Garudasana. Garudasana is named after Vishnu's carrier, Garuda. Garuda is a divine bird with the head, wings, and talons and beak of an eagle and the body and limbs of a man. Some of the physical benefits of Garudasana include strengthening and stretching the ankles, the calves, improving balance, improving circulation. Did you ever see an eagle soar and take flight? It is really the true expression of freedom. It represents our ability to soar and rise above whatever our current circumstances are and however heavy their burden may be. Garudasana symbolizes us rising to heights that are only available when you have that bird's eye view. So now the story behind Garudasana. Garuda carries the nectar, it's called. Garuda emerged from a huge egg, appearing as radiant as 1,000,000 suns. Frightened by his power, the other gods begged him to reduce himself in both size and energy. One day, Garuda's mother, Vinata, evidently she had a bit of a gambling problem, lost a bet with the snakes and was held captive as a slave in the underground serpent city of Patala. The serpents declared that they would not release Vinata unless Garuda brought a cup of Amrita from its place high atop a celestial mountain. Amrita is the nectar of immortality. Now, to get the nectar, Garuda had to pass through 3 deadly obstacles. The first obstacle was a ring of fire. Garuda gulped up water from a few of the nearby rivers and extinguished the fire, flying through it easily. The second obstacle was a circular door with spiked metal ring that spun in its frame. Using his mystical powers, Garuda made himself very small and slipped right through. Finally, Garuda reached the third obstacle, 2 venomous serpents. Garuda created a cloud of dust by wildly flapping his wings, which blinded the snakes. Then he killed them with his powerful beak. At last, Garuda was able to deliver the nectar of immortality to the snakes in the city of Patala in order to free his mother. But just as the serpents were about to consume the Amrita, the chief demigod Indra and the other gods arrived to reclaim the stolen nectar. The serpents quickly licked a few drops of the Amrita, which was so powerful that it split their tongues in 2, which is why, as the legend goes, snakes have a bifurcated tongue. The serpents held their part of the bargain and released Garuda's mother, but only after she promised her son that she would never make such dangerous bets in the future. So the story of Garuda is all about overcoming obstacles. And let's allow the eyes to open. And we'll start first with a mudra and then a little bit of a gesture, kind of like a little dance. Start with the Garuda mudra. So have the palms face you and then cross them one in front of the other. And it doesn't matter which goes where. And then hook the thumbs in between. So as it's as if we have our little eagle wings here. And then place the hands just over the chest. Let your eyes soften and close once more. We'll take a few breaths here. Just imagine filling the lungs, filling your wings like we're inhaling the wind beneath our wings. Now add a little bit of a gesture here. As you inhale, we lift the chest, again, as if you are the wind beneath your own wings. And then as you exhale, fold the fingers in, making a gentle fist. Inhale, the fingers outstretch once more, lift the chest. Exhale, fingers curl in, gentle fist. And let's do about 6 more of those. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Three more. Finally, inhaling, open the fingers, open those wings wide. Now, taking the hands, so we do this little inversion. The palms come together and we take the arms and keeping them wrapped, but now they're reaching forwards. Now we have palms together out in front of us. Take the arms. Now keep the shoulders drawing down, but keep the arms up overhead and then channel your inner snake charmer. Just circle the ribs, circle the torso. All right, now we'll take a twist to your right. Release the left hand to the right thigh. Right arm reaches back behind you. And now think flamenco dancer. Just roll that wrist. Right arm crosses over the top of the left. So now we've got the right hand on the left thigh. Take an inhale like we're doing cat pose, lifting the chest up between the shoulders. And then as you exhale, tuck and round like we're doing cats. Right? With the arms still crossed. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine. So the arms are crossed. We've got the left arm underneath. So now options with the hands. You could take hands to the shoulders, backs of the hands, or palms together. Start with the elbows close to the chest. And then as you inhale, lift the elbows off the chest, keep those shoulders drawn down, and then open your wings out wide, spread, and then lower the arms down, floating all the way down. Bring your hands back to heart center, palm against palm, and then let the hands slide again once more. So we've got our open wings with the thumbs hooked. Inhale. As you exhale, same thing, palms come together, twisting those arms forward, bring them up overhead, circle the torso once more, just a couple, channeling our snake charmer. All right, now we twist to the left, right hand to the left thigh, right arm reaches behind, flamenco dancer, roll that wrist. And then left arm crosses over in front of the right. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round like a cat. And then full eagle arms, cross the arms deeper. Remember, hands to shoulders, backs or palms together. Elbows start tight to the chest. And then inhale, the elbows lift off the chest as you spread your eagle wings wide and lower the arms all the way down. Hands come back to heart center. Prayer pose first, then cross the wrists, thumbs hook, fingers out wide. We'll repeat that once more each side. All right. Inhale as you exhale, arms reach out and up. Circle the torso for our snake charmer. And then we twist to the right. Left hand crosses over, right reaches back. Circle the wrists. Right arm crosses in front of the left. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, cross the arms more deeply. Eagle arm to the chest, and then inhale, lift up. And spread those wings out wide, lowering down. Hands float back up to the heart. Cross the wrists, hook the thumbs. Inhale, lift the chest, arms twisting and reaching up overhead. Circle the torso. And then we twist to your left, right hand to the thigh, left arm reaches back. Circle the wrist. Cross the left arm in front of the right. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round like a cat. Find your eagle arm variation, squeezing the elbows to the chest first. And then inhale, lift the elbows off the chest as you spread your wings out wide and lower the arms all the way down. Beautiful. I love that. I think that's a lot of fun. So however you have your legs crossed, let's do this. Cross them the opposite way. Actually, let's do this. However you have your legs crossed, cross them so that your right shin is in front. Okay, so right one is in front of left. Now, this is option one for this seated variation. If it's available to you, I will show you how to do, well, we'll call this cow face legs. So we're going to go from cow to eagle here in a second. Okay, so you can sit cross-legged just like this if this works best for you. You might also like to sit up on something for this one. Or you could do cow face, which is a tighter cross. So instead of the ankles crossed, we cross the knees on top of one another. Now, this is not accessible for everybody, so don't worry if this doesn't work for you. If it doesn't, just a simple cross-leg position. If you're kind of in that midway point where you're not quite sure if it's going to work or not, that's where elevating the hips can come in really handy because it just gives you a little bit more space. Now, I probably should have told you, but make sure you have your belt nice and handy here as well, okay? So if you're here in your cow face legs or your cross legs, as long as you've got that right one, will either be in front or on top, however you have your legs, all right? Grab your belt and we'll take the belt in your right hand and the right arm will go up overhead. All right, so arm stretches up with the belt in the hand. Now bend the elbow so the belt drapes down the middle of the back. Now I'm going to turn around so you can see what's going on behind me. So here's what we'll do. So you've got the belt in the right hand, right? We've bent to the elbow so the belt drops down. Now take your left arm behind you, reach around, catch the bottom of the belt. And then you decide where to go from here. Some of you might be able to walk the hands closer toward one another. Do your best to keep the spine upright and keep that right elbow pointing up toward the ceiling. Now, your left shoulder may have a tendency while we're here. Let me get myself back in position and facing you. Sometimes we have a tendency to take that left shoulder, the shoulder of the arm behind you, and it kind of drops and points forward. Take that shoulder, lift it up, back and down so the chest is open. Beautiful. Good. So our shoulders are going to get a lot of love today. All right, let's release the belt. So release that stretch for the shoulders. Take your arms out wide. Now take the arms in front of you, cross the arms. So we'll do our eagle arms just as we did a moment ago, crossing right under left and either hands to shoulders, backs, or palms together. Lift the elbows off the chest and drop the shoulders down. So we have cow face legs and eagle arms. Quite a little combo today, huh? Beautiful. Let's release the arms, stretch those wings back out wide, hands to the floor, uncross your legs. So if we're sitting simple cross leg, you're going to change that. So now we have the left in front or on top. Remember, you can take the option of doing your cow face legs so the thighs get a little deeper of a cross here. And you might find, no matter which option you choose, that each side feels a little bit differently. So we're doing a lot of opening of the hips today as well. All right, so whatever variation you choose of the legs, we'll start with full cow face. So cow face legs and cow face arms. So the belt's going to go up in the left arm. So we've got the left leg on top or in front. Belt goes in the left arm. Left elbow bends, so the belt drops down the back. You take the right hand back behind you and grab the bottom of the belt. And then you decide where to go from there. Maybe your hands walk closer together. Maybe they stay about there, right? Keep the left elbow pointing up toward the ceiling and keep your spine really long. One more breath. So we've got some obstacles, some challenges in our practice today. Let's release the belt. You can set that belt off to the side, keeping your legs as they are. We'll take eagle pose with the arms now. So we've got the left one on top. So as you cross your arms, left goes under right. Remember all the variations, maybe just hands to the shoulders. That's perfectly fine, or backs or palms together. So we're squeezing the elbows. Lift the elbows off the chest and draw the shoulders down. Just a couple of breaths here. And we'll inhale, uncross the arms, spread those wings out wide, lower the arms down, and then uncross your legs. Let's take the feet out wide, hands back behind. We'll take a couple of windshield wipers here, just letting the knees, the hips go side to side. Good. All right. Let's come on over onto hands and knees, please, now. Flipping over onto hands and knees. And if you like, a few rounds of cat and cow here, or any other movement on your own. If you need extra cushion on your knees, then you can bring that in. So we could take cat and cow, just arching and rounding the spine. We'll be here for about 5 breaths in total. So whatever movement suits your body today. So maybe we need a little more than just cat and cow. You could take the hips side to side. We're doing a lot of work for the hips today, so you might like that sensation, just kind of feeling into the outer hips, maybe even taking those hips in a circle. If you circle the hips, make sure you go both ways, okay? Let's stay here about 2 breaths more, okay? Doing whatever it is that you're doing. And then we'll all meet right here back in the center in all 4s. All right, spread those fingers out wide, press the palms down firmly so you can feel a little pushback from the earth. Now we're not letting the belly sag down and drop. Lift the low belly away from the floor. So drawing your belly toward your spine to protect the low back. Now take your right arm and just reach it forward. You can start with the fingertips on the floor. So we're just extending. If you feel balanced and ready, feel free to take your right arm and extend it up alongside the ear. And now we'll add the left leg. So right arm, left leg. Maybe you start with the toes on the ground, feeling balanced and steady. When you're ready, you lift the left leg. So we've got right arm, left leg extending. Watch that belly. Don't let it drop. So low belly is lifted up. We're pushing the left hand down, pushing the right shin down, staying strong, balanced, breathe. Place the right hand back under the shoulder and the left knee down, and we'll change sides. Left arm, reach it forward, fingertips to the floor to begin with. Decide if you're moving on, extend the left arm alongside the ear, and then you can add the right leg. Extend the leg back, toes to the floor first, and then when you're ready, lift the leg. Keep breathing here. Bring the left hand under the shoulder, the right down. A very brief downward facing dog. Curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Please step your right foot forward. Right foot forward, and then walk your hands around to the left. We're just positioning ourselves into a wide leg forward fold. So the legs come out really wide, feet are parallel, hands are to the floor underneath you. Now this is a nice place to have your blocks. The block's job
is to bring the ground up a little bit closer to you. So they're really lovely here to have underneath the hands. Let's take an inhale, kind of like we're coming up to half lift. So lengthen the spine, look forward. And then as you exhale, fold yourself down. And knees can be bent to any degree here, right? Any degree that you need, especially if your hamstrings are really tight. That's the back of the thighs. You might like a little bend in the knees. Beautiful. All right, now keep your right hand down. So in fact, place your right hand down on the floor, right underneath your face, okay? You can have it right down on the floor or on a block, yogi's choice. So right hand is straight down, left arm, take it and reach it out to the side. Take an inhale, find length in your spine, and on exhale, twist open to your left. Stretch wide. So your right hand is pressing down into the earth and the left arm is reaching up high. So even here, it's like we're spreading those wings out wide. And we'll exhale, untwist. Left hand will come down right underneath the face and right arm reaches out to the side. Take an inhale. On an exhale, twist open to your right. So left hand is pressing down, right fingertips are reaching up high, spreading open wide. And let's exhale, untwist, both hands back down to the floor. Pick up your heels, turn your heels in so toes are just slightly turned out. Transfer hands from the floor to the thighs. Inhale, look forward. So we're about halfway up. Exhale, stay right here. Next inhale, bring yourself all the way upright. Back up tall. Step or hop your feet together. Good, let's shake those legs out wide. Or just not shake them out wide, just shake them out. All right, I'm going to place these blocks up to the top of my mat. And you may also like to do this, taking a blanket to the middle of the mat. I'm doing it because on my floor underneath my yoga mat, it's like concrete, it's tile. So you might like that as well. All right, we'll come back up to the top of the mat. So come all the way up to the top of your mat. Bring your feet so they are parallel. Hands to heart center. Take an inhale. As you exhale, sink the hips back for chair pose. And so take a quick look down at your knees. We want to be careful that we don't let the knees collapse in or out. All right, so keep rooting down through the feet, sitting the hips back, but don't forget to protect the low back. So the navel is drawing back to the spine and up to the ribs. Good, can you sink a little lower in your chair pose? Beautiful. Pick up your right heel. Okay, so now we're shifting the weight to the left leg. Now, can you take the right foot? Pick it all the way up and step your right leg all the way back. So if you have the blanket there, you've got to step all the way back behind the blanket. Now, very carefully lower that right knee down to the ground. Beautiful. We're coming into a kneeling lunge. Okay, you can transfer hands now down to the floor. Another great place for the blocks is to have them on either side of the front foot. Lengthen the spine forward and look forward. Getting some opening in the front of your right hip. Now, it's not to say that you won't feel it elsewhere. Some of you might feel this in the left leg, in the glute and the hamstring. Let's take one breath more here. And then on an exhale, shift the hips back, lengthen the left leg out in front of you. So now transitioning this to Ardha Hanumanasana, or half monkey god. So now feeling stretch in the back of the front leg. Yogi's choice, whether you keep the left foot flat down on the floor, the sole of the foot down, or you can flex the foot, drawing the toes towards you, really dragging that hip back, can intensify that stretch a little bit in the back of the leg. All right, shift forward again, plant the sole of the foot down. So Anjaneyasana, kneeling lunge. This time, can you take the hands off of the floor and bring them up to the front knee? Okay, maybe you can even take the arms and extend them up high. All right, you ready for a big challenge here? Either keep your arms extending up or bring them to heart center. Make sure your back toes are curled under. You ready for it? Pick up your back knee. All right, so we're just reversing what we did to get here. So pick up the back knee, high lunge. Now push off that back foot and step all the way back up to your chair. Inhale, rise all the way up tall, right to where we started, to mountain pose. All right, should we repeat that on side 2? Hands to heart center, find your chair pose. So sink down and back. Make sure we remember to keep the core toned, right? Belly drawing back to the spine, up to the rib. It'll help with the balance here as well. All right, now pick up your left heel. So just lift the heel, shifting the weight to the right foot. When you're ready, pick up the left foot and step it way back. So high lunge to low lunge, lower the left knee down. Hands come either to the floor or to your blocks on either side of the front foot. Lengthen the spine and look forward. Good, 2 more breaths here. All right, on an exhale, hips shift back to Ardha Hanuman, half monkey god. So the right leg lengthens out. Remember options of keeping the sole of the foot down or flex the foot, kind of sinking that hip back a little deeper. Inhale, shift forward. Returning to Anjaneyasana, our kneeling lunge, but this time with the option of taking the hands off the floor, either to the front knee or reach them up high. Let's return the hands to the floor. Curl that back toe under, lift the knee. Okay, so high lunge. Now, on side 1, I had you come all the way up to stand and step forward. You can do that again, or you can stay here with the hands on the floor and step forward, okay? Realizing balance-wise, but if you're up for the challenge, today is all about overcoming challenges. Bring your torso upright, push off that back foot, and step forward, and then return to chair. Inhale and bring yourself all the way up. Beautiful job, you guys. I would like to do that little sequence one more time. We'll do it a little more fluidly so it won't be quite so choppy. All right, are you ready? So we start here, top of the mat, chair pose, hands to heart center, sink yourself down. Pick up your right foot, step it way back to the back of the mat, lower the knee. Anjaneyasana, reach the arms to the sky. Now remember, there's that alternate. You could have hands down on the ground, okay? All right, hands come all the way down now. Ardha Hanuman, hips shift back, lengthen the left leg out in front of you. Inhale, shift forward back to Anjaney, kneeling lunge. Lift the chest, lift the arms, reach high. All right, here's our challenge. Curl the back toe under, lift the knee, and step all the way up, chair pose. And then push into the floor to bring yourself all the way up and release the arms. Beautiful. One more time, hands to heart, sink into chair, Utkatasana. Pick up your left heel, left foot, step that left leg all the way back. Lower the knee, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, hands to the floor, shift the hips back, lengthen the right leg out in front of you. Inhale, shift forward, Anjaneyasana, reach the arms high. Back toes are curled under, lift that back knee, and then push off the back foot, bring yourself all the way up, returning to chair. And then push down to bring yourself all the way up to stand and release the arms down by your sides. Beautiful. Shake those legs out a little bit. All right. If you have the blanket on your mat, you can go ahead and move it out of the way now. So we won't be using it for this next little sequence. So just set that blanket off to the side. If you have blocks or block alternative, keep those up at the top of the mat. You might like them for this next little sequence. All right, we'll start just the same. Chair pose. So feet parallel up toward the top of the mat, hands to heart center, and sink the hips back. All right, we'll do a high lunge. The right foot's going to step back. So pick up your right foot, step it back, high lunge. So we stay here this time, pushing back into the heel, engage the abdominals to protect the low back here. Okay, now from our lunge, while we hold this pose, we'll do eagle arms. Are you ready? So we've got the left foot forward. So we'll wrap the arms in eagle with the left arm under. So left arm goes under right, either hands to shoulders, backs, or palms together, yogi's choice. Start with the elbows down and then lift the elbows off the chest as you draw the shoulders down. Good, breathe. Inhale. As you exhale, release the eagle arms, take your back foot, step it forward about a quarter of the way. So we've got a closer stance, plant the back heel to the floor and straighten both legs. So we're moving into pyramid pose. Hinge forward at the hips, keeping the spine really long. This is where the blocks come in nice and handy. You can take fingertips to the blocks. So just like Ardha Hanuman, right, where we did that little stretch with the hips drawing back, we're stretching the back of the front leg here. Inhale, lengthen the spine. We exhale and fold over the front leg. Now, we'll inhale, lift the gaze, lift the torso, bend the front knee, take that right foot back a little bit farther again. We're returning to high lunge. Inhale up. All right, here's our big challenge. See if you can keep this bend in the left knee as you step the back foot forward, just coming right up to chair. Hands to heart center. Press down into the feet to lift the torso up and straighten the legs, lower the arms down. Good, let's do that on side two. Hands to heart center. Sink into the hips. Chair pose first. We stand on the right foot, left leg goes way back. So on the toes of the back foot, pushing back into the heel, lifting the torso. With the right leg forward, we'll do our eagle arms with the right arm wrapped under the left. So right goes under left. Lift the elbows off the chest, shoulders down. Good, excellent. Release the interlacing, straighten that front leg out, hop the back foot forward about a quarter of the way. So you can plant the sole of the foot down, straighten the right leg and fold over the front leg. Inhale, lift the chest. Now we return to high lunge. Pick up the left foot, kick it back farther. So we go high lunge, lift the torso, reach the arms up, and we wrap right under left for our eagle arms. Let's release the arms, step the foot forward. Stay in your chair, stay low, and then push down to bring yourself all the way up. Good, shake the legs out.
So I'd like to do that last sequence one more time, but we're going to tweak it a little bit. All right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start the same. We're going to go chair to high lunge to pyramid pose, back to high lunge, and then to eagle legs, right? So once we're back in our lunge, we'll step that back foot all the way forward and wrap it around, okay? Just to do the leg portion of the eagle. So now you kind of know where we're going, right? Now you might recall at the very beginning of practice, I said that this practice is all about strength, flexibility, and endurance. And I think you're feeling that with the legs, yeah? All right, you're welcome. All right, so feet parallel toward the top of your mat. Let's start in our chair pose. Sink the hips back. So we'll take the right leg back first. So right leg stretches all the way back, lift the chest, reach the arms up overhead. Okay, we're gonna skip the eagle arms right now because we're gonna pick that up. And actually, no, let's do it now. I lied. No, I didn't lie. I just changed my mind. So we've got the left leg forward. Let's do eagle arms with the left arm on. Lift the elbows off the chest. Beautiful. Release the eagle arms. Take your back foot, step it forward that quarter of a distance or so you can plant the heel. Straighten the left leg and hinge forward over the front leg. All right, inhale, lift the torso, lift the chest, look forward, return to your high lunge. So right leg goes back behind you, bend the left knee, inhale, bring yourself all the way upright. All right, you ready for big challenge here? Your back foot comes forward and then wraps around the left. So if you don't wrap the toes, alternate, you could have your right toes just kind of stamping down on the ground as a little kickstand. Great. Let's uncross the legs and bring yourself all the way up to stand. All right, let's do that just one more time on the opposite side. So chair pose first. High lunge. Right foot stays where it's at. Left leg goes way back. High lunge. Add your eagle arms, wrapping right under the left. Lift the elbows off the chest and draw the shoulders down. Good. Release the eagle arms. Back foot steps forward a bit, straightening both legs and hinging forward, folding over the front leg. Return to high lunge. So look forward, lift the chest. Back leg, your left one steps back farther. Lift your torso. Now here's our big challenge. The back foot's going to cup forward, crossing the left one around the right. So bring it forward, wrap it, kickstand. Maybe you tuck the toes under. And then unwrap the legs and come all the way up to stand. Great job, you guys. Shake the legs out. So what do you think? Are you guys ready to do full eagle? I think we've warmed up enough for it. All right. If you have a yoga block, you might like to bring your yoga block in and just place it to the outside of your right foot. If you don't have a yoga block, it's not necessary. It's just to give us a little extra height and a little more stability. Remember, eagle is a bird, so you could kind of think of the block out here like your perch. All right, so we start in our chair. So a bit of a chair, sinking the hips back. We'll cross the left leg over the right. So left goes over the right. The legs cross more easily if you stay in that chair. Once you straighten that bottom leg out, it's hard to keep the legs crossed. So make sure you can hopefully stay in that little bit of a squat here. All right, now squeeze the legs together. It's really important we squeeze the legs together. That's what's really great for circulation. So now we have left leg on top. So as we wrap the arms, left goes under the right. Remember, there's variations. You can take hands to shoulders, backs, or palms together, but lift the elbows off the chest and drop the shoulders down. Now, inhale. As you exhale, can you, this is a question, not a command, sink a little bit deeper and reach your elbows out in front of the knees? Remember Garuda, I think it was challenge number 2. He had to make himself so small, right, to fit through. And then we're going to inhale, bring yourself all the way up and spread your wings out wide. Good job. Bring the feet back together. If you're using that block as a kickstand, as a perch, then place it to the outside of your left foot. Hands to the heart. Find your chair. Sink down. All right. Now, right leg crosses over the left. So the thighs cross. Remember to stay as low as you can in that squat. I know your legs are getting tired. So we're squeezing the legs together. Right leg's on top, so the right arm goes under. Cross the arms in front of you, right under left. Find the wrap. So we're squeezing the elbows together, squeezing the legs. Lift those elbows off the chest and draw the shoulders down. Either stay here or make yourself really small, sink deeper into your squat. Elbows reach out in front of the knees. And then on an inhale, lift the elbows up and all the way open. Ah, good. Let's shake those legs out. Whew. I think I might have to turn on the air conditioning today. It's a little warm in here. Maybe it's from all the work. All right. Let's go ahead and come all the way down and take a seat, please, huh? Great job, everyone. So as you take a seat, we'll start with a seated twist, and then we'll do a couple more hip openers as we cool off and cool down. Please start with your left leg extended out in front of you, and the right foot will cross over. So your right foot is to the outside of your left thigh. Right? Did I say that right? Left leg is extended, right foot is crossed over. Okay? Now, keep the right thigh and the chest going toward one another. Right, so we're very upright. And now we'll twist toward the bent knee. So left hand or elbow hugs around that knee, and your right hand will slide back behind you. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, twist. This is also probably giving you a nice bit of stretch in that outer right hip and thigh. Yeah, let's inhale, untwist. Let's take a counter twist the other direction. So hands to the outside of the right thigh, maybe even bowing down. Inhale, bring yourself upright. Uncross the right ankle or the right leg from the left, and we'll do the opposite side. So now right leg is extended, left knee bends, and then cross that leg over. So the left foot is to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand or right elbow hugs around that knee. Keep yourself upright. Left hand back behind. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twisting to your left. Inhale, untwist, please. Uncross the legs. Stretch both legs out in front of you now, flexing the feet, bend the knees as much as necessary for your body. We'll inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, reach your heart forward as if you could reach your heart out past your toes. Inhale, lift the spine, bring yourself upright. Scoot your butt forward a little bit. Go ahead and lie all the way down on your back with the feet on the floor, knees bent. Now let's pick up your right foot. Right ankle crosses over the left knee. If this is already giving you sensation in the outer right hip, stay here. For a little bit more, pick up the left leg, interlace hands behind the thigh, or even all the way wrapped around that shin. Any knee discomfort at all, keep the foot flexed, right? That right foot flexed
Just that little bit of muscle energy can help protect the right knee at this angle. And let's release the left foot down to the floor if you've lifted it. Now keep your legs crossed like this, right? Now release your arms out like a T and roll over to your left hip as you stamp your right foot down, right? So it's a little bit like a figure 4 twist. Now the right knee will want to drop toward you. Instead, press the right knee up. So this is giving us a really great stretch deep into the glutes on the right side, kind of right in there in that little, that divot, the divot in our buttocks. If you want a deeper twist here, you could take your head and turn to look to the right. On an inhale, we'll begin to untwist. So rolling back onto your back, uncross right ankle from the left knee, and then we'll do the same 2 postures on side 2. So left leg picks up, left ankle over the right knee. Either keep the right foot on the floor or pick the foot up, taking hands behind the thigh or all the way around to the shin. If you've picked up the right foot, please release it all the way back down to the floor. Keep your legs crossed like this. Release your arms out like a T or even a cactus, bending the elbows. Roll to your right hip, stamping the left foot down. And then press that left knee up rather than letting it drop down. And then we just get this really great stretch here in the outer hip, those external rotators into the glute. And we'll slowly start to exit now. Untwist, uncross. And please bring both knees in toward your chest. Let the knees move wide apart as we transition to happy baby. Hands reach in between the knees and either just catch the shins or the ankles, right? So soles of the feet can come together. If you want to go into full happy baby, maybe your hands reach to the outer edges of the feet or peace fingers around the big toes, lengthening the lower legs up. So soles of the feet point toward the ceiling. Now let's release the feet, bring them all the way back down to the floor, and then stretch those legs out long as we make our way to Shavasana. Letting the feet fall open, turn the palms up by your sides. Just taking a moment as we reflect on our practice today. Our physical practice was kind of like a metaphor for Garuda's story. right? We had some challenges there, overcoming those obstacles. To arrive at Shavasana. And for a few more moments here, just let everything rest. And let your body find its own natural rhythm of breath. Now, if you have the luxury of taking more time for Shavasana, feel free to just let this recording finish itself off and you can stay right here. If you're like me, you've got other things to get back to, and we'll slowly start to deepen and lengthen the breath, taking a fuller, deep breath in, exhaling completely. And then calling energy back in, wiggling fingers and toes, maybe gently rocking the head side to side. As you're ready, more movement, bend the knees, draw them in. Either rock to your side and press yourself up, or if it's okay on your spine, take your hands behind your knees and just rock forward and back on the spine, a little spinal massage until you rock yourself all the way up to sit. All the way back to Sukhasana or Siddhasana, sitting tall, maybe even still, having the eyes softly closed. As we join the hands in Anjali Mudra, palm against palm, taking a full deep breath in as you lift the heart into the hands. And then on an exhale, bow chin to your chest as a gesture of gratitude for taking this time for you today. And thank you so much for joining me and sharing in our story time today. And until next time, namaste.